Hey guys, thanks for tuning back in the Luke's Vintage RC Restoration. As you can tell, the 1989 TAMIYA MADCAP is finally completed. Beautiful car. I love these. So, everything went together pretty good. Nothing, I didn't really have too many issues. Mainly just a little couple of the chassis kind of things, but nothing too crazy. So if you remember, the car had a whole bunch of sponsor logos and stuff like that. That shouldn't have been. So I took all that stuff off, cleaned it on the body. These didn't come with drivers, as far as I know. So I just happened to have a driver figure, and I painted them up to match the car a little bit. It was missing a number 9, so I made a copy of that number 9 on my little printer, and then glossed it and set them up from it. So it looks pretty good. Bumper's all done up, looking good, shiny and new looking. And then the rear bumper's done as well. Shock bodies are painted in blue like I wanted. I was going to do the caps in blue, but I like the caps silver to match the bolts and the rims. I think that kind of ties it together better. So, mild mod motors inside now. So, yeah, let's look inside. So if you guys happen to see these cars, I recommend picking one up. I don't know, they're not too crazy expensive, and they're beautiful cars to run and display as long as you do everything properly. Before I take the body off, in order to make a hole for the shell, I suggest flipping the car over, and you'll see a little area right there. And just drill this your drill bit all the way through, but go kind of slow with it, and then just get one that kind of fits in there, and then it'll leave an impression on the body underneath, and then take the body off and drill the hole. So that's what I did. That way you don't just kind of guess where to do it, because the hole is not there in the bodies. So the body does have a little bit of fading on the decals, so that should be vibrant red. I'll eventually get new decals for this, so I'm not worried too much about that. There's how it looks inside. The driver is just a driver I had, and then painted him up to match it. So made a little area in the back for me to rest the Novak receiver on there. I did have these tires with some lettering, and it just looked too much going on. So I took the lettering off. I like it now, just full black. I think it looks better. It almost looks like the car's floating. So did a couple little wiring things for the on and off switch that I had. So right here in the back is weak areas. This whole back end is very weak for this car. This section right here is really weak, and then that section. So did a couple things back there that in order to make this section a lot more strong, and it worked. And but she turned out pretty cool. We're gonna basically, you can see I'm running Novak 2-channel receiver in here in a Telespeed ESC, old school. So yeah, that's pretty much it. No real big surprises on this thing. You'll see all what it took to make the car like this in the video, and then you'll see the running portion. And well, all that's going to start right now. Okay, so now we're at, as you can see, the teardown stage. Everything's been stripped apart. Very dirty RC car. There was even some spider webs in this thing. So that is the MADCAP, all opened up. So right here, I'll show you, is a real problem area, and this is rear suspension componentry of the MADCAP. That's the part that was causing the wiggle of the rear end. Some spider webs over there. So very dirty car. As you can tell from my first video, when I'm discussing it, and I wave bye to you guys, my hands are just dirty for this car. It's just a filthy, filthy RC buggy. But that's all right. We're gonna get her cleaned up and assess the damage, and then get the parts for it that we got to get. And then we're gonna clean up these shocks and paint those up. They need to be blue, so yeah, get all that cleaned up over there. The transmission, so everything looks okay over there. Just real nasty. So I'll have to clean up. What I'm doing is getting ready to paint the shocks a blue. We're going to go with a deep blue. Seems about the color of the original MADCAP shocks. So we're going to paint that body of it in that color. A little trick, fill it up with paper towel, and the paper towel is stiff enough that you can use it in itself to hold the shock. So, and it keeps from getting any paint on the inside. Alrighty guys, everything's all broken apart and laid out almost like I'm getting ready to do surgery. But in a sense, I am, because I'm going through everything and assessing everything and then remembering what I have to do. So this chassis is fractured right here, you'll see it. So not good. I've got to go in there and fill it up with some JB Weld and then sand that down, and it should be good to go. Then I've got to fill that in with some putty, the front bumper, lots of grooves, and then paint that up. And then I want to say, right here, sometimes you'll see like little furs on the end of plastic. I just heat that up with a little lighter and then run my finger on. Tires still look dry and I washed them, but armor all those. The coils look still rough. I don't know, I sanded them, so I'm gonna have to paint the coils. Probably gonna go with a white, and I think with that freshly painted blue shock and polished cap should look pretty good. Had a whole bunch of real bad, sticky, grimy stuff on here, goo gone, all that. That looks really good. So nothing too crazy, bunch of bolts. Now, right here is a part that I ordered for the part that was broken. I believe it's a C part. But this is not the correct part for the car. So the gentleman I ordered these from, he will take them back, but he's not going to pay for the shipping charge. And not that the shipping charge was crazy, but $5.95, I'm never going to get back. So that was $18 for the part and $5.95 to have that shipped. So my mistake on that. But he did say these belonged on a St. Dragon or MADCAP, so they don't. Anyways, so I found these online, and luckily Mr. and Mrs. Carpenter from England sent them to me. They were not cheap. They were $50, and but I needed them. So I was able to get the cover and the bracket for the wing, and then the parts that were broken, those were, for $48.95 for these parts. Very expensive just for that little bit. Crazy. And then I have to manufacture this for the servo stay myself, because I only got one. So this is off of a Cox car, and I hate to do it, but it's the only one I got that would be close enough. Everything else is a little bit shorter. That's actually quite tall. So I'm gonna have to sand this down, and then it should mount okay. Probably do a little modifying right there. So that's how it goes. Everything's looking pretty good. The shock's been painted, one of them anyways. Cap's been polished up with that pretty blue. Should look really nice. Can't wait to get it all done. It's gonna be a little bit of a challenge to get everything all situated and sorted, but it's coming through nicely. It's just me modifying a little bit of a plastic steering wheel that I made for this driver that I have. I didn't have a steering wheel, so I used some of this TAMIYA tree part and just kind of warping it, kind of give it that more of a racy look instead of a typical round look. So a little filing, a little fire. It just turned out pretty cool. All right, so everything's all buttoned up together now. Just got to tidy a few things up, put the body on, and go for a run. Alrighty guys, now we're going to do the running portion of the video. Give it some gas. Very smooth power delivery on this car. Speed's about 24 miles an hour. A very predictable driving characteristic this car has. So every input is immediate, soaks bumps nicely. I can only imagine how good an Astute would be. So this being more of the beginner. And maybe just a slow run now. Driver looks like he's having a good time. All right. Well, I say we bring her on in, guys. All right, that's a wrap for this bad boy. I think she turned out pretty great. I would love for you guys to hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. You're definitely not going to want to miss what's coming up next. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.